Hi friends, let me welcome you to the one more video from Urban Trader. This is going to be interesting one. So let's understand why you're still not rich and what are the 10 common money mistakes we do. Let's get started then. Okay. लाइफ में सबको भी अमीर बनना है लेकिन छोटा छोटा कॉमन मिस्टेक से उसको थोड़ा आज जान लेते हैं क्या है वो कैसे सुधारेंगे उसको। ठीक है, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। Okay, let's go through each of these 10 common money mistakes we have. Let's go through each of these. Maybe at the end of the video, watch till end. So I'll have a quiz which you can take a quiz, comment in the below video. Let's see who gets the highest marks. That'll be interesting to see. The first mistake, most of you have a single source of income, mainly salary. And we all know that somebody working for someone, he cannot become rich, right? He can just live with the salary what he has, and he can do a couple of investment just to see that he can increase his net worth. How many of us believe that extra source of income or a multiple source of income is good? We all believe, but how many of us try to create at least 20% of extra source of income outside of our job? I don't know. Some of you might say we are couple, we both are working, so that's the additional source of income. नहीं यार, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? So you are still getting that income from the salary. एक ही बार तो शादी होता है, मल्टीपल टाइम्स तो नहीं होगा, तो वो कैसे मल्टीपल सोर्स ऑफ इनकम हो जाएगा? सो वो स्टिल भी सिंगल सोर्स ऑफ इनकम एज अ कपल है, वो भी जॉब से ही आ रहा है। Second mistake, this is the extension of the first one. You say that yeah, we want to get additional source of income, yeah, we understand the single source of income से कुछ नहीं होगा, कुछ तो extra चाहिए, but you always say that you're too busy in your life, every day. But we all know that everyone has the same time, same 24 hours per day, but some people will become rich, some they won't. How this is possible? So basically time is money, and are we using the time right every day, or maybe at a monthly level, just to see that we are utilizing the time right? Are we spending the time at least on our dreams or on something which is productive, which can create additional source of income? कुछ तो देखना पड़ेगा इसको। The third mistake, we withdraw money from the ATM and spend. Most of us, we don't even have a plan or a budgeting to say that, okay, this is the money I'm getting, this is how much I need for the monthly expense, this much, or at an annual level, this is the money I need, and this is what I need to keep it, and this is what I need to spend it, and then whatever left over, what is that I need to invest. Most of us, we don't have any plan. We just get the salary or an income to an bank account, we just take it from the ATM and keep spending, and end of the month something is left over, then we decide, oh, kuch to bacha, abhi kya karna hai, right? That's the attitude, or that's the thinking. So what we could do is, can we create three accounts? One which is a source of income where the money comes in, and you can keep some cash there, which is an emergency or contingency cash, and then move to second account, which is basically an expense account, which basically how much monthly you need. Let's say 50,000, 60,000, whatever you require, which including your EMI if you have, keep the money there, and rest everything move to different account. That account should be called as an investment account. From there all the cash should go out and get invested. So you always have three accounts: your salary or an income account, which is a saving account, just it should get landed there, the money should come there, and then keep some cash and move everything to expense account and spend from the expense account based on your budget what you have done, and then rest everything moves over to third account. And this should happen on the day of your income or the day of your salary, not on the end of the month. Okay. The fourth mistake, money stays in your saving account. So you get an income and a salary that just stays in your saving account. We all know currently the saving account interest rate is 2%, 3%, somewhere less. So that money, it's just laying and doing nothing, and we keep spending out of that, and enter 1 month it has not given any interest, or it's not even productive, right? Whatever we earned. Fifth mistake, ये तो सब करते हैं, So home is your biggest asset you earned in your life. So you get a good job, then you get married, and then you say, okay, let's get a home. Anyway, you do all the math and say that instead of staying in a rent, let's stay in a house, and you pay off the EMI, which is actually equivalent to your rent, and you do the math and say that you get a tax exemption also on the EMI. So it makes sense. लाइफ में इतना जुगाड़ कर रहा है टू लिव हैव a better life. It's not that we should not buy a house, but as long as the cost of the house is not 56% of your overall wealth which you have created, and that's too much of a real estate exposure you have, and that's not a good way to think. And the reason is your house is anyway, it just gives a capital gain once you sell it, but that's a need because you need to stay there, so that's not an asset. So it's a little controversial, but still you need to look at from an overall exposure perspective from your asset classes whatever you have. Sixth mistake, you might be paying a huge EMI that might be against your home loan, and you would have taken for 10-15 years, and you end up working for someone else and paying the bank EMI, and if you're not able to close it, and that's the only option what you have. And it basically dents your total income because majority of your 40-50% of your income is going into your EMI, and you'll not be able to save enough. And house is not an asset as long as you live there, right? So seventh mistake, you suddenly buy a life insurance. How it happens is you walk into a bank to operate your bank account or do an FD or do something, and your personal banker knows that how much cash you have, and he suggests so this is the best option you can buy, and you end up buying. Or you might have an friend who is walking in or a relative walking in who will suggest it's good to buy LIC, and you end up buying it. So that's how you buy a life insurance. The better way to choose if you really want to buy an insurance is actually term insurance. Think about. Eighth mistake. This is a little frenzied these days. You get a recommendation from a TV channel or by a friend. He says buy this stock for trading, and you end up buying. And your friend or somebody else, he will never tell when to sell, right? And your stock you bought it for trading, and then that goes down, and then you sit on it, and you keep waiting that that stock comes back. So basically you have taken stocks for trading, now those stocks become for long term investment because you're sitting on a loss and you lose the money on that. And other thing is you can start an SIP. That's a good thing to do, but if you look at the data, a lot of SIPs come to market when markets are really high, and you end up paying SIP for a long period of time because your fund manager or somebody would have told you that it's tough to find a or top and bottom in the market, and you end up keeping. And when you look back after 5 years, you see that you have merely got a possible 1-2% extra from your FD interest rate, right? That's not the way to do. There are ways where you can find right ways to do in terms of even with SIP also. Ninth mistake, we have no retirement plan, right? And we are working so hard, and we are just working, and we are spending and we are doing something, but most of us we don't have a retirement plan. And interestingly, some of us when we change job, we even take the EPF account, and we all know that the current generation what we are working on, we don't have something called as a pension, and we don't pay enough attention. And we also know that we cannot work till 56 years in the current industry where we are working, and it's a trap. You end up working, spending and doing something, but no plan on retirement. And if you're not able to retire sufficiently with so much of cash, forget about becoming rich, right? That's a problem then. 10th mistake, our financial decisions are influenced by friends and others. This is interesting. Why? Because when we are kids, when we studied in school, we always thought about how maths works. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, or 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. But nobody told us, or nobody taught us how the finance works. And we lack this the financial knowledge in terms of how we manage the money. Forget about managing in terms of lot of cash. At least whatever the income we generate, can we make sure that we spend wisely and invest wisely, right? And most of us, because we don't have enough financial knowledge, most of our decisions are being influenced by friends and others, and we let that happen. and then the results are with us, because we end of the day we need to bear the cost of in terms of not knowing what is right and what is not right, and that's how life is. So this summarizes the 10 common money mistakes we do, and some of this might be new and some of this you already know, so I just thought it makes sense to just summarize this in this video. So what we could do next is, can we take a quiz? It'll take a quick 2 minutes of time, and each of these questions carry 1 point. If you have done the mistake, you put 0, and if you have not done this mistake, you put 1 to that. And let's see, you if you sum it up, so out of 10, let's see how much you get out of 10. So let's see who gets highest marks in this. That means that if you have a highest number, that means you are actually not doing these many mistakes in common money mistakes. Thanks guys, thanks for watching again. Comment me below what marks you got it in this quiz. It's good to know. Thank you.